What's poppin', everybody? Cerebral4, and I have a wacky, fun deck for you guys today. All thanks to the release of Lost Thunder. We're going to be featuring some Lost Thunder cards here. However, the main card of the set that makes things work is Electrode GX, the Celestial Storm remake guy from the old Electrode EX. Now, ever since I learned about the release of this card, the effect, and its existence basically, I knew that it's a card that opens itself up. It opens basically the gates up for wacky combos, fancy deck ideas. That's always what Electrode, has done with the blowing up concept and fetching energies. It gives opportunities for a lot of Pokemon that normally can't do anything. It gives them an opportunity to shine. And this is what we're going to do here today. The partner for this deck is going to be Ho-Ho right here. But because I only have one, we're going to be using a bunch of other attackers. But ideally, you can build this deck focusing completely on Ho-Ho. But if you guys don't know, Electrode GX, what it does is basically with extra energy bomb, you blow yourself up. You're going to give 2 prize to the opponent since this is a GX Pokemon. So it's very risky for sure, but it's high risk, high reward. Because you can grab 5 of any energies from your discard pile and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Now, this is actually a decent attacker too. The GX attack is something that, if we manage to use, is actually pretty good. Crush and burn. We discard a bunch of energies that we're probably going to have on the field if we use this ability. And times the energy you discard, you're going to do 50 times plus the 30 he already does. And you want to do this to get a one-hit knockout basically on a GX Pokemon. Electro Ball, not so good. But the ability is super funky, super wacky. The stats don't really matter that much. I mean, 190 HP, I guess, as a GX Stage 1 guy. You really just want to evolve into him and blow yourself up. You don't really just want to have him stay around there, but sometimes we have to do this. Now, the reason why this deck works and how it's possible because of Lost Thunder, it's thanks to Shuckle. When Electrode GX got released, it basically had only 1 month to shine because with the rotation we lost Professor's Letter, Sycamore, a lot of our great discard outlets. Sycamore was one of them, of course. We still have Ultra Ball, but that's not really going to do it if you can't fetch the energies easily with Professor's Letter. And cards like Battle Compressor have been in Expanded for quite some time now. In Expanded, you can try all sorts of wacky stuff when you have, these sorts of cards. But in Standard, we didn't have anything until we got Shuckle. Now, the Shuckle here, normally you want to discard the energies with its effect and use Energy Drink to grab them back and get energy acceleration that way. But we just aim to use the ability here. Maybe the attack will come up and you will use Energy Drink, but it's not really the focus. You don't really want to attack with him. You just run a couple of him, 3 of Shuckle, because we want to get the energies quickly there instantly, like a Battle Compressor sort of card. And this is basically what you do. You're going to get the energies in the discard pile with Shuckle, then evolve into your Electrode GX here. We have 3 of this guy because I do want to see him, and maybe like I've said, you will use one of them to attack and blow up and get the energies. Our basic Pokemon is going to be Voltorb, of course. There's only one Voltorb. Its stats aren't very good. 50 HP seems like so DP HP, honestly. And even then, like, most of the good basic Pokemon hit 60 HP. But it at least has a good ability. Floating Electrons. If this has an energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost, I suppose. I mean, you can argue a Pokemon like Voltorb should have had free retreat in the first place, but it is what it is. It's our basic Pokemon right here. Alright, now for the attacker, it's also a new card, Ho-Ho, from Lost Thunder. This Pokemon is basically Ho-Ho, as Ho-Ho of a Ho-Ho card can be. With Rainbow Burn, it basically does more damage times the energies, the types of basic energies you have on it. So it's going to start at 30, and if you have 3 different energies on to use the attack, you're going to do 90, you're at 120. Attach 2 more, you have 2 more different types, then you do 180. With the choice band, that's 210. We get knockouts, one-hit knockouts on GX Pokemon, most of the relevant Stage 1 GX Pokemon. So great, this is what you want to do. Its stats are solid, 130 HP basic Pokemon. Defining resistance is always handy, of course. A retreat isn't the greatest, and the lightning weakness. I mean, honestly, if Zero Aura GX picks up, which I think eventually it will, I still think that deck is the best from Lost Thunder. People tend to disagree, I've noticed, but I stand by my opinion. But, you know, that guy kills you in one hit anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Maybe other smaller lightning Pokemon. Anyways, now unfortunately, as it's almost always the case with me, I don't have easy access to the cards, and it'll be a while before I have money to get a booster box from Lost Thunder. So what we're going to do here is use a bunch of different Pokemon that you can try. So the first one is going to be Celesteela. This guy's pretty good, 140 HP, and with the Moonraker, that's such an interesting name, but that's a different story for a different day. You do 160, so you can put the 5 energies instantly on this dude. You know, slap a choice band, you can still get one-hit knockouts on a lot of things. You take care of anything that's not a GX Pokemon, basically. And who knows, maybe if the prizes do align and there's exactly 6, you just attach a metal energy, which of course there is in here, and you do 160 for 1. Pretty good. And then the last attacker is just a Shiny Rayquaza. I guess it's one of the other dudes that we can use to get one-hit knockouts. It discards the energy. We don't really have an easy way to get access to them back, but you just gotta time it right. Like I've said, you want to try this deck and be more serious about it. You take out Rayquaza and maybe Celesteela and add more Ho-Hos from Lost Thunder. Now the rest of the Pokemon is basically standard. You gotta have your Tapu Lele, one of this guy to fetch us supporters. A bench is kind of valuable. I can't have play more than one. And same for Oricorio. This is going to be one of the ways we grab energies into the deck, even though we don't have letter. It's kind of necessary in this deck. And this deck is pretty turbo. As you guys can see, I have 4 Acrobike here. We've got 3 Ultra Ball for a discard outlet. We got Mystery Treasure to this to search the Oricorio, Lele, and we have our Dragon Rayquaza. So 3 targets, and like I've said, if you would run Ho-Ho, maybe you would run this differently. For other searching balls and stuff, gotta have the 1 Nest Ball, and I have 3 or 2 actually Net Balls. Now the reason we run Net Balls here is because it really is essential to get Shuckle and play him down to get the effect. Nest Balls wouldn't do us any good. We do have 3 Ultra Balls, but I really just I need to use a card like Net Ball in this case, even though it's just 3 grass Pokemon. And it's great that you can grab the grass energy too. Like I've said, there is situations where you actually gonna opt to attack with Shuckle. If you're not ready with Electrode, you can just put the pressure that way, get an attack off, and get energies. I mean, he's gonna stick on the bench anyway once he uses fresh squeezed, so why not? And got my standard stuff you all guys should be familiar with when you see my deck Skeletons. You gotta run the 2 Field Blower, 1 Stretcher to recycle something, you never know. In this case, we run our 1 Switch. Where's the Switch? There is my golden Switch there. And the 1 Escape Board. There's quite a few Pokemon with only 1 Retreat, so Escape Board is pretty good right here. And we run Sky Pillar as our stadium. Now, I wanted to have a sort of counter stadium, and there's not really any specific stadium this deck would want. I guess maybe if you have the new Prism stadiums, like the Thunder Mountain, maybe so you can, if you are going to use Electrode's attack, you don't need the extra energy, but it doesn't seem like it offers a lot. Probably help out your opponent more. So really, I just decided to go with a generic good stadium like Sky Pillar, just block or bench damage. Since I'm running a few Pokemon with abilities anyway, if we can stop Weavile, that's pretty good. That spreads, and just shut down those spread decks in general. It really checks them. It's a card that checks them for sure. Now, I think I covered basically all of the items minus the choice band. 3 choice bands is quite important because we do need it to get our KOs easier, to push for the RKOs. So Ho-Ho, for 5 energies, it does 180 exactly, but you need that choice band or a sixth energy of a different type to get that extra, to get the one-hit knockout. So we gotta run choice bands. Rayquaza, of course, appreciates it. Celestia can use it too. Even this guy can use it, honestly. Like I've said, you will, if you can uh, use the GX attack and just take advantage of it, do it and just use it. Don't let the attack just be there. Take advantage of it. It's a good GX attack. Crush and burn. And all that's left is the supporters and energies. Now my supporter is also pretty standard. Maybe there's a few changes. You gotta run your 4 Cynthia. It's basically, you have to run her as the best supporter we have now. Still, the 1 Tech Copycat, this can be pretty good. Run my double Lily. Maybe you can try more if you like, a third one. It wouldn't be bad. And I like to run Professor Elm, the new card from Lost Thunder 2. This card is so great, man. It's just the closest to a Pokemon collector that we've had for a while. It's great that you can get 3 cards and you search them in the hand. So late game, if you don't have a supporter and you're just going to play this, you can actually use it and it's not going to be dead like Brigitte. Get the Pokemon in hand and maybe you can discard them with Ultra Ball, do some other combos, thin your deck that way. It's just great. And as long as you have Pokemon with 60 HP, which in our case we do have our targets, you know, this card should be better than both Apricot Maker, Fan Club, and even Brigitte, I would say for sure. He's great. And the last guy is my Tantalisa, pretty good as well, and 2 Volkners. Now Volkner, I run 2 in this case because since we can get the lightning energies with him, why not? And there's just so many items that I can get. The choice bands, even like, I mean, I guess Acrobike, you wouldn't grab an Acrobike with that guy. But balls, like Nest Ball, Net Ball, you know, a Mystery Treasure, just so many things. I just went with 2. You can drop 1 and add another Lily, Copycat, or Tantalisa. That wouldn't be bad. But I really like it like that. It's a great way to search, get an extra Ultra Ball, basically transform it into an Ultra Ball. Because we do want to get our Electrode GX like really quickly. Ideally, you want to have this guy by turn 2 or 3, depending on if you play first or second. And just get the effect of attach the energies and even surprise your opponent with a big Pokemon like that, like Ho-Ho. Maybe they won't be able to respond, won't be prepared. Now I do need to stress that just because we run 3, that doesn't mean you're going to use the effect like even 2 times. If you use it 3 times, you lose to yourself, but you just want to get the effect off once. If you try and get the effect off twice, it's just crazy. It's too risky. It's impossible basically. Like unless you, God, like if you would need to have more prizes. Like they do something like, I don't know, use the damn Xurkitree GX attack on you. But with 6 prizes, to do this more than once is way too risky. You'll lose to yourself if you do this. So you just use the effect once, and then the other Electrodes, you maybe are going to use 1 to attack with. And that's it. You're not going to get the effect off more than once. So you want to do it once, get it early, and then hope for the best. Make good use of your manual attachments. You don't want to miss those, and hope that you manage to win basically. Ho-Ho actually doesn't get one shot by Zoroark GX2, so it's good. So if this Pokemon basically survives to knock out 2 GX Pokemon, then it was worth using Electrode. Like you got your worth. Okay, and then the energies. So this might be a little bit tricky, but I think I just nailed them just right. You want to have a lot of different types. So Ho-Ho's effect can be live. You get the plus with its attack. But we also want to cover other attackers like Rayquaza, Celesteela, since I'm running Tapu Lele, maybe you can use the GX attack. So run Psychic Energies too. So these are the types I'm running: Darkness, Fire, Grass, Lightning, Metal, and Psychic. Basically, everybody can attack. Minus, well, nobody basically. Everybody can attack. So even if we want to attack with this guy, for example, we can actually make it happen. Oricorio and Lele. So lightning energies are the most important because Rayquaza needs a couple of those, and we can actually get the free plus like an energy search. This is also why I run this guy, since we don't have letter. just getting any free energy with this guy is important. So 4 lightning energies, 2 fire for a Quasar, 2 grass for Shuckle, just a darkness, just to have an extra type there, and then 2 psychic for the extra type and for Lele, and 2 metal for Celesteela and another type. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types. You can try more if you like, but I think it should be enough. And just send them with Shuckle, get Electrode GX out, and get some wacky attacks off. Power up Ho-Ho, get one-hit knockouts. It has the heart of Electrode in it. You blow yourself up, get a bunch of energies, and make unlikely attackers work. Now, I'm not going to say this is like a super competitive deck, but if you do get the combo and you get it early and you do things right and your opponent doesn't have a respawn, you're going to destroy them before they realize what's happening. So that's really cool. And maybe, like I said, if you have more Ho-Hos, you just take out Shiny Rayquaza and even Celesteela maybe, and just have a complete focus on Ho-Ho. It's much better what it does. And Expanded, this deck can become even crazier with the stuff we have. You can take advantage of the other Ho-Hos and other cards. There's Huntail, many things. But this is going to be for Standard. So I'm going to post games with this deck, of course. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and you're going to enjoy the games too. If you're not subscribed to my channel, now is a great time to do so. I upload TCG games, decks, set reviews, and other retro stuff like a TCG overview, where I cover the history of various TCG Pokemon lines in the TCG, and I've got my top 10s. I have my discussions, rants, videos, TCG Direct, everything. So the TCG hub for you is my channel for sure. All things TCG. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys subscribe. Leave a like. Share this with your friends. Cerebral24. What's up?